Damien, the Omen 2. So, if you're new to my channel, this is a series where I'm reviewing all the Omen movies. I'm doing this because October, I try to review a horror franchise, and to be honest, every single month I try to review some kind of franchise. After I finish with the Omen movies, I'm probably going to do the Jaws sequels, and then we're going to do Shrek and some other stuff. But yeah, I watched the Omen 2, and the Omen 2 is a kind of an interesting movie because I think everybody who's really into horror or just likes classic movies kind of has an idea of what the Omen is. It's it's basically the Exorcist of religious horror, which I know is kind of religious horror as well, but it's kind of different. But I think when it comes to the rest of these movies, no one talks about these. So it was kind of interesting to watch The Omen 2 because I had no idea what to expect. No one just really talked about this movie, and I didn't care for it. This is not a terrible movie, but this to me is a masterpiece. This to me is just so subpar, it's kind of sad. First of all, we have the same dude. We have Jerry Goldsmith doing the score once again. His score is not memorable at all, and which is kind of like, that's crazy because the Omens, the first Omen has one of the best scores of all time. It's a score that's better than the quality of the whole movie. That's how good that score is. So this is just, it's not terrible, but so unmemorable, and it's just like weird. Then you have the fact that you're following up a movie by Richard Donner. Richard Donner is just one of the best directors of all time. It's just really hard to follow up anything he does. And The Omen kind of isn't really a movie that needed a sequel, but however, I do like the idea of this movie in principle, which is that Damien is now a teenager, and he's not a child like he was in the first movie, and he's kind of discovering his powers and abilities and realizing, hey, there's something special about me. I don't really know quite what that is. I'm discovering it, and the performance from the lead actor, while not great, is good for what they're going for, and it adds it's kind of an interesting idea. However, most of this movie is kind of like a slasher movie or like a Final Destination movie a little bit, where it's just kind of people being killed, and they shy away from a lot of blood and the gore and things like that. And I think that's, it just makes this movie so unscary. None of the kills are really memorable. There's one in an elevator that was kind of memorable. The rest were just kind of like, what are we doing here? And it's not a terrible movie. Like, you could watch it, but there's nothing memorable about it. And that's kind of why this movie's largely forgotten. It's just like, I guess if you're curious what an Omen sequel would be like me, it's kind of worth at least one watch, I guess, but just was not great. I don't really recommend it.